And welcome back into Urbandale, where at the end of this one, the Stars take a 6-1 loss. I'm joined now by head coach Cody Chupp for Coach's Comments, brought to you by Southside Auto Tech. And Coach, tonight, obviously, it seemed like first period you guys were skating with them, and then it kind of went downhill from there. But what was your impression from over on the bench?
Yeah, I thought in the first period we were very simple with the puck. We got it moving north quickly. Ultimately, what it allowed us to do is exit our zone cleanly, work through the neutral zone quickly, and then we got rewarded with shots on the net, which created second chance opportunities. Our best chances in the first period were off rebounds that kind of popped back out on in the front of the net, and we got chances on. And the goal that they scored, it was a really good slide, and the puck kind of bounced right back out to them. So we had a good start. We locked into our details, into our game, and then we came out in the second and we're different. All of a sudden we wanted to skate pucks into pressure, and then when we got in pressure, all of a sudden it was a blind play or behind the back play or just a low percentage play that allowed them to start their transition, forced us ultimately to play in our own zone more, and we weren't as sharp in our own zone. They were able to create movement. Once we got an opportunity to pin, we were letting them off the hook at times, and it was prolonged time in our zone. And the second period led itself into the third period. That's the thing about momentum, and it's very difficult to, start the game one way, change, and then try to find your game again. It's much easier to find a consistent effort all the way through and stay on those details. But it's not to discredit Des Moines. They're a very good team, and they transition quickly, and their forwards get up and down the ice quickly. So they have a big D-core that makes time and space in the offensive zone very limited. But we need to be better, and ultimately the areas that we were poor tonight are things that have been a main focus of our practices over the last 3 weeks, and that's where the frustration comes from. And obviously the score is frustrating, but what's really frustrating about this one is the things that have been a major focus for us are the things that cost us goals tonight.
And to flips, again, we've talked about the affiliates a lot, but you had a new one in today in Declan McDonnell. It certainly seemed like at times he was pretty poised. He was making plays with the puck that he didn't seem to be overwhelmed by the speed of this level. He's coming from a junior league, but coming now to the USHL. It seemed like at times tonight he was moving it pretty well. What did you think of his performance?
Yeah, Declan's a young kid that has played a year at junior already. This is one of the harder buildings to jump into the league in, and everything happens very quickly in this building. I talked a little bit about their big D-core and their ability to cut down time and space in the offensive zone for us. So this is a hard place to jump into the league. It's a fast league, it's a deep league, but this building in particular, not overly dissimilar from the ice boxes. You need to be on your game, and you need to be prepared for what you're going to do with that puck before it comes to you, because you don't have a lot of time to stand over it and think about it.
Then moving into tomorrow, you play Fargo. That's a team you've kind of gotten to know a little bit more in the second half of the season. Have some familiar faces there that we've mentioned in the past. Two guys that are pretty good, Justin Lee and Tyler Johnson. But, what's crucial in terms of getting a win against them? We've talked about them a while back, and it's been a little bit of time since seeing them, and you obviously have some different players in your lineup. But what's crucial in terms of coming home with a win tomorrow?
The biggest thing for me is how locked in we are to our details, and it's to a guy for a full 60 minutes. And we had a lot of conversations throughout the week about details and how important they were on a daily basis in practice, and how those things lead themselves to the game. And we were inconsistent in our details in practice this week, which led to inconsistent details in the game. And you're crazy if you don't think those two things, if you think there's no correlation between those two things, because how you practice and how attentive you are to those things that are important in practice, those details in practice, they lead themselves to the game all the time. And, like I said, the frustrating part of this one is things that have been a major focus for us in practice were key breakdowns for us tonight. And, that's... we have to be better in those details, and details matter in every aspect of life, whether you find a career in hockey or you don't. Being a detail-oriented person who pays attention to those things, someone who likes to watch video and work on your game as an individual, it's huge. And that's what our league is about, is teaching young kids those details, and to how to develop their own game and use the resources that are available to them, because the resources are plentiful, but you have to take advantage of them, and it's not it's not the coaching staff tracking you down or reminding you every week to do video. It's not the coaching staff tracking you down and saying, hey, we have a meeting and at 5:15, make sure you're 2 minutes early. Those are things that you can carry with you through the rest of life, is continually trying to make yourself better on a daily basis and being attentive to details and the things that matter.
All right, Coach, as always, we appreciate the time, and we look forward to talking to you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.